Today Baba talks about storms, and the song in the Murli today is, this is the battle between the weak and the powerful, and it is the story of the flame and the storm. निर्बल से लड़ाई बलवान की, ये कहानी है दिए की और तूफान की. This is the song in the Murli today. And Baba says that when we come to Baba, only then do the storms of Maya begin. Yes, because earlier there was no difference between me and Maya, right? we belong to the same team. So Maya was making us think, speak, act and conduct ourselves in a manner in which we were continuously creating vikarma, and we were absolutely okay with it because we had no knowledge and we did not understand the difference between virtue and vice. We did not understand the difference between good karma and bad karma. And then Baba comes and gives us knowledge. Now, when Baba gives us knowledge, then we understand that thought, word and deed has to change. Yes. And Baba tells us that if you did what you have always done, then you are in hell right now, and that is where you'll continue to be. But if you did what I asked you to do, what I made you understand about what to do, then you could go to heaven. And heaven is not, heaven is not some fancy idea. In this very world, there is a time when there is health, wealth, happiness, prosperity, everything. And Baba says you could go to that world where there is no disease, no sorrow. Everybody has good relationships, good health, lot of wealth. And Baba says, if you want to go to that world, then you have to fight the storms of Maya. Because Baba turns our face towards heaven. So before coming to Baba, did you ever even think about being a deity? Yes, even in a thought, did you think? No, none of us thought, right? So we never had the thought that we could become a deity. Although, it's very interesting that we didn't even have a thought, because we listened to the Satyanarayan Katha, and in the Satyanarayan Katha it is said that if you listen to the Katha, then you would change from a human to Sri Narayan, Nar se Narayan. Okay, or when we go to temples, we say this is our Kul Devi, Kul Devata. So we belong to that clan. But still, we never thought that we could be deities. And sometimes, when children come to Baba, they also have this question, will it not be a sin to even think that I could be a deity? So, many people think that even thinking that I could be a deity is committing some kind of a sin. And Baba says, this is why when Baba comes, then Baba turns our face. What is the face of the soul? The buddhi. So Baba turns the face of the soul, the buddhi, towards heaven. And we start thinking about the new world. We start understanding and making effort about how to remove ourselves from this old world and go to the new world. And then what happens is, as soon as you start making effort to go to the new world, then there'll be storms of Maya. And what is Maya's objective? Maya wants you to, engage in thought, word and act which take you towards hell. Yes, so you want to, so let's take one by one. So when our face is towards heaven, then we know that if I have to go to the new world, then I have to remember Baba. Yes, I have to forget the body, bodily religion and bodily relations, and I have to remember Baba. I may live in the family, I may do the work I do, but I have to be in Baba's remembrance so that my sins are burnt. Correct? You understand this much? That if I do not remember Baba, my sins won't be burnt. Yes, and I cannot, even if I want to, I cannot go to the new world. Now, what does Maya do? Maya will engage your mind and intellect in thinking about matters of the old world. Yes, and you see, I remember there was this one brother, and he used to come for class every day, and one day he didn't. And then I asked him, why were you not present in the class today? So he said, I'm a businessman, and then my truck got confiscated by government people at some place. And so I was disturbed. So I said, okay, so then you were making efforts to free the truck. So I said, no, that was not happening because the government office will open at 10. And so only after that I can go. So I said, then what were you doing at the time of the class? So he said, I was thinking about the truck. So I said, and how did that help? So that didn't help, right? You were not even doing something which could change the problem you were in. But Maya will just tell you that, my mood is off and this thing has happened, and then I cannot listen to the class, or I cannot concentrate, or I cannot remember Baba. And this is how Maya will always ask your mind to not be in Baba's remembrance. Give it many excuses. And when you sit in class, you nod at that word excuse. But when you give the excuse, it's not an excuse. How do you give that excuse? This is important, Didi, you don't understand. This is not an excuse. It was really necessary. It was unavoidable. But do you understand that it is just Maya playing around? And for the mind, Baba has always given us the Srimad. Churn knowledge, remember Baba, and think about how to do seva. Mind has only 3 jobs to do. Your mind and intellect have to be busy in only these 3 activities. Rest of the stuff you do with your hands, but do not engage your mind and intellect in it. And if you look at it, there are mostly, whatever we need to do during the day, we are so used to doing it that it doesn't require any use of intellect anymore. Does it? So most of the work that we do is routine work, correct? So you don't need to use too much of your intellect in it. So where do you engage your mind and intellect? You engage it in thinking about Gyan, the points of Gyan, churning about it. So do you make it a point to take one point of Gyan and keep churning about it? Yes, for example, Baba tells us that, the soul takes 84 births. You take 84 costumes. Out of that, 21 is with the deity costume. And then you take, in the Copper Age also, we are Bhagats and we build temples and stuff. And then here I am a Brahmin and I am doing this act. So do you churn about it? Yes. Have you thought that sometimes, you just sit and think about how you were in your childhood? Yes. And then I remember there was this one sister, and she came and told me that, Didi, I was just packing my clothes today, and then I saw one old dress of mine from college days. And then it reminded me all about how I was in college. And I was very different from the person I am today. And then I started behaving like a college girl. I was full of that much of energy and that much of hope and enthusiasm. So you see, Baba gives us knowledge. And it is said knowledge is power. Yes. Why? Because when you think about the points of knowledge, those points of knowledge take you, they transport you to your powerful states. So Baba gives us the knowledge of me being like an absolutely still, peaceful seed in the soul world. Baba gives me the knowledge of being a deity in the deity world. Baba gives me the knowledge of being a very disciplined devotee in the Copper Age. Baba gives me the knowledge that I am the Brahmin who every 5,000 years I am that person who makes my fortune in this confluence age. So every point of knowledge that Baba gives contains power, and you can unlock the power that you have within, that which you have forgotten, by thinking about these points of knowledge. And in Hindi we call it Smriti se Samarthi, which means that when you move your awareness in the lines of the knowledge that Baba gives you, then the potential in you which corresponds to that point of knowledge gets awakened. And Baba says that you must use your mind and intellect in thinking about the points of knowledge. But instead, what do you think about all day? Yes, you think about other people's behaviors, their comments, their habits, situations. And then what are you doing? You are doing exactly the opposite of what Baba tells you. So just like when you think about the points of knowledge, they give you power. Similarly, if you think about the old world, it depletes your power. But Maya makes you do that. And why do you do that? Yes, why do you do that? Because we are body conscious. And there is a tendency to feel that this body and whatever is happening to this body and in and around this body is real. And whatever Baba is saying is unreal. Why? Because we are body conscious. So Baba tells us that, the knowledge that I am giving you about your past and your future is equally a reality as is the now. But then body consciousness makes you feel that, this is not, this is reality and that is imagination. Yes, so Baba says that you have to win over body consciousness if you want to really do what I am asking you to do. Yes, so you have to win over the vices. So Baba says, remember me, and then who do we remember? Those who hurt us, those who don't remember us, those who don't, those who ignore us. Yes, and then we are desperately after them. And Baba says, remember me. But Maya says, no, Baba is available, why remember him? Remember that one who is not talking to you. Yes. So, we are doing exactly the opposite of what Baba asks us to do. Why? Because there is Maya. And Maya tells you that bodily beings are real and Shiv Baba is imagination. Yes. And the interesting thing is, the one who is not even messaging you is real. But the one who is giving you a murli every day and talking to you, and the one who is teaching you, training you, that one is unreal, imaginary. Yes, so this is how Maya works. And Maya will always, try to remove you from thoughts of seva, thoughts of knowledge, thoughts of remembrance of Baba. And then words, you see, Baba says, whenever you meet somebody, you speak knowledge. Yes, give them some introduction of Baba, share some point of knowledge with them. Yes, do you know that Baba has told us this? But instead, we will talk about all the wasteful stuff. Yes, how are you? How is your aunt? How is your daughter? How is your daughter-in-law? How is your father, father-in-law? Everything we will talk. But not Gyan. Why? Because we think this is the only thing they will not understand. Yes, but we have not come from some other planet, right? We understood Gyan. We are just like them, and then we understood Gyan. So why would they not understand Gyan? Yes. Somebody told us about the soul and then we understood it. Somebody told us about the cycle of 5,000 years, we understood it. Somebody told us about Shiv Baba, we understood it. And then why would they not understand it? So Maya will make you speak all the nonsense, but Maya will tell you that, if you just talked about Gyan, then maybe somebody would get offended or somebody would not like it. And let's say, you spoke some Gyan to somebody and then they just passed a comment, don't give this knowledge, we don't need it, or anything. So then what happened? Are you being insulted for the first time? Are you hearing a comment the first time in your life? No. So we talk about many stuff and then people express their opinions. Some like it, some don't like it. And it's okay. So, once I was sitting in office, and then I was talking about Gyan, and somebody said, we are not interested in Gyan. And then I told them, I am also not interested in the politics you discuss around me. But then I listened to it, right? Because I am here. So because I am here, you have to listen to this. And then they just laughed and they said, I said, everybody talked for 10 minutes. Now I will talk for my 10 minutes. And just like I tolerated all of you, you tolerate me. And then because we are all friends, so they listened to it. But the thing is, after that, they asked questions also. So they thought about it. Yes. So why do we have to get so offended? Yes. Here in the center, we send somebody a message, a message about some program, something, and they block us. And then after some days, they again unblock, so we again send. If somebody has blocked, okay, you can't send, okay, fine. And they unblocked, so they might be wanting the message again, so we again send. What is the big deal? Somebody expressing their opinion, why do you have to get so offended with it? Do you understand it? You express your opinion, just like everybody is talking. So nobody is talking about you. Everybody is talking about their idea, their opinion. You also do the same thing. But Maya will tell you, you are allowed to talk all the other stuff, but not this. Yes. But no, you are allowed. You are completely, it's a free country. Anybody can speak what they like. So you also keep expressing the points of knowledge that Baba gives you. So Baba says, Maya will ask you to, make choices which are against Srimad. But don't give in to Maya. But you need a lot of faith and courage. These are two words that Baba underlines today. You need to have faith that you are doing the right thing. And then you need to have courage. And what do you need to have courage about? You need courage to overcome your fears. Lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed, they all give rise to fears. Attachment will tell you you can't lose someone. And then, you want to please everybody because what if they got offended and you lost them? If you're just following Srimad. Greed will tell you, what if you lost your power and position and money? And then ego is, there is so much fear of being insulted because of ego. But what is the big deal? Somebody said something, it's just their opinion. Why do you even have to take it as an insult? Yes? So who tells you that that person insulted you? It's you yourself who tell that, right? Otherwise, everybody is just expressing their opinion. But ego will tell you, that they offended you or they insulted you. And second thing is, ego will next tell you that be afraid and don't do even that which makes sense to you because you are afraid of being insulted. Yes, but Baba says you need faith and you need courage. Courage to win over lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed, the fears that come with these vices. You need courage, and then you need to have faith that I'm doing what Baba says, and Baba is called the truth. So he never says something that is not true or not right, and what I'm doing is going to take me to the world of righteousness. So let me do it anyway. And then you see acts, words, thoughts, even these are not big challenges, but acts, actions that you choose in the world. So Baba says that, people think that the biggest punya is getting somebody married. Getting somebody married or getting your children married, that is punya karma. But Baba says that is just introducing to them to the world of lust. And how can that be punya karma? Now just think about, when you have to make a choice about not supporting somebody for marriage. Yes, and then, these vices, they come in the way. Attachment will come in the way. And if you don't support somebody, attachment says, support everyone, support who you are attached to despite your own preferences or anything, right? So I have seen people who cannot afford to send their children for higher education abroad or something, but they just, kill themselves by working hard, but they do that because it is the desire of the child. And we are so conditioned to believe that even if you don't agree with their idea of right and wrong, you need to support them unconditionally. But Baba tells us that if you support somebody in a karma, then you're party to that karma. And then when you understand all of these things, difficult choices come, right? And the most difficult paper or test that comes is the paper of attachment. Yes, and when you have attachment, then making the choices which, so the ones you are attached to in your Lokik family, they don't understand Baba, they don't understand the difference between vices and virtues, and they want to make vicious choices, and then they want you to support them, and then you are somebody who knows that this is not what I need to support them in. And then sometimes you would also feel that this is my child and why is he not listening to me? Yes, so, but then, these are the difficult choices. And that is when, you have to win over Maya, you have to win over your vices and make the right choice. Now let's say Baba says, don't eat food cooked by people who go into vice. Yes, especially lust. And then you are leading a life of purity. And then you go home and then they are leading a life of lust. And then they want you to have food at their place. And then you say that, I don't want to have food here. And then they cry and wail and there's a lot of drama. And there was one Mata, she came into Gyan when she was 53 and her mother was some 75 years of age. And then when she came into Gyan, she told her mother that, anyways you are old, so let me cook and you eat. Yes. So she found a solution that, let me not talk about I don't want to eat with your hand and all that. So she said, I will cook and you eat, you are old. So then the mother said, no, I want to cook for you. So she said, no, I don't want to have. Then the mother, she cried and wailed and she said, what kind of knowledge you are having, and those children who reject their food from mother's hand, they will never be happy. So she cursed her like anything. And then this mother said, Didi, my mother says that I can never be happy if I don't eat food from her hand. And Then I said, okay, you do what makes sense to you. And then she said, but I thought a mother, the first thing a mother can't do is curse her child. But if a mother can curse her child and say, you can never be happy, then I should definitely not eat from her hands. And then I said, it's your choice to make. Baba's gyan, Baba gives gyan, but then, it's your choice to make. And then you see, Baba says, everybody is angry, everybody is egoistic, everybody is greedy. And these vices are huge. And if somebody can just, get so offended that they can curse you because you didn't have food, then it's a good idea not to have food from their hands, because you will become the same person as they are. Would you like to be that? So Baba says that, these are difficult choices that come. And then, there's attachment that comes in the way. And then you have to win over attachment. And then how do you win over attachment? Faith and courage. That storm of attachment will come. You will feel sad because they are sad. You will feel upset because they are upset. You will feel disturbed because they are disturbed. Because attachment makes your mind emotionally connect with the other person, right? So when the person you are attached to is in a certain frame of mind, you start feeling the same emotions. And then those emotions become like a storm. And then you feel like, let me just do whatever is against Srimat and get over this storm. But Baba says, in order to win that storm, what do you have to do? You have to hold on to faith and courage. Have faith that no, what Baba is saying is the right thing and I have complete faith in it. And I don't want to be shaken by this storm. I will feel like this and it's okay. This feeling will subside. And then have courage to win over those vices. Courage to, so there will be many thoughts, what if my mother never talked to me? What if they never, what if, so that Mata told me, but I had this thought that, what if she dies tomorrow? And this is the last thing I remember about her. And then I remember that all my life I wanted her to be happy and now she's upset and dying because of me. So then, I would feel very heavy. So I said, she's not dying tomorrow, you keep quiet. So you see that, these fears, they have to be overcome with courage. Because every time you have a thought of fear, you have to beat it, overcome it with the thought of courage. So Baba says that, difficult choices have to be made if we really want to go to heaven, go to that world of purity, because we are living in a world of impurity where everything is impure. And from this world of impurity, you want to go to the world of purity where there is no trace of impurity. And so, this thought, word, act, and the choices that we make, and how Maya is just storming your mind with all thoughts of fear, and how you have to overcome it with faith and courage, this is very important. Because, understanding is one thing. Understanding what you need to do, what you should do, and then you would go to the world of happiness is one thing. But when it comes to execution, there are a lot of storms that come your way. Very little thing, there was this one Mata, she said, I started getting up at Amrit Vela, and then my husband said, if tomorrow you get up in the morning, then I'm going to drive you out of this house. So, we don't want any lights, any alarm in the morning. And then the mother said that, all day I thought I don't have money also, and what if he really drives me out of the house? And then I thought, if this is the relationship I have built over all these years, and I'm still worried about being driven away from the house, then let it be so. And then tomorrow also she got up, and day after tomorrow. And after 1 month, the husband said, "What do you do in the morning when you get up?" So he also was curious about what is it that is giving her so much happiness. So, you have to fight these storms. These storms will come. Storms of attachment, storms of ego, storms of greed, storms of lust. And Baba says, but don't act out of it and win over these storms. And then Baba underlines today, never miss the Murli. Because if you miss the Murli, you might miss some important point which is in the Murli. So although we only churn over 1 or 2 points in Manthan class, make it a point to every day read the whole Murli and post 2 points on YouTube. On the channel, just post your 2 points that made sense to you below the Murli comments, so that, and I read all the comments, so that I come to know what made sense to you, what did you understand. And this is one way of me keeping a tab on what is going into your buddhi. And so you could just help me with that and read the Murli and post 2 points that made sense to you and stayed with you. Okay, Om Shanti.